In the spring of 2014, according to the Ranger, our chancellor and board members decided to make Education 1300 a core course and make it mandatory for every student and some transferring students. The Education 1300 Learning Framework course is described as an introduction to psychological theories of learning, cognition, and motivation. In addition, Leslie explained on February the 5th in a letter to the faculty that the course is a response to employer demands for greater employee leadership skills. He also stated that the employer community overwhelmingly endorsed the 7 Habits framework. But recently, due to Southern Associate accreditation known as SACS required for our board members to reevaluate the mandatory status and overturned it. It is now optional, an optional core, meaning it could be taken to replace 6 hours of humanity courses. These courses include logics, ethics, world civilization, Mexican American, and philosophy. If the change had been approved, the students would be forced to swap 3 of their required 6 hours of humanity courses. Gladly, this fell through and can be taken as an elective. Education 1300 was poorly planned and will be inadequate for the students. Faculty members at Alamo colleges in San Antonio objected this earlier this year to the chancellor's move to make this course, inspired in part by the popular self-help book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, part of the core curriculum. Instructors said that they felt left out from the decision-making process and weren't ensured if the course, which would be replaced one of only 2 required classes in the core. This deserved that kind of curricular billing. Now Alamo's accreditor is responsible to the faculties concerned. This was investigated and the process by which it entered the general education program. According to its letter, SACS, which stands for Southern Association of College and Schools Commission on Colleges, wanted to make sure that the Alamo College students can't take a skill-based course, perhaps such as the one in question, to meet the agency's general education requirement of at least 1 humanities course. It wanted to see a syllabus for the course, which is cross-listed as an education and psychological class, as well as a catalog description. Belle Whelan, SACS president, said in an interview that we want them to send back to us an explanation of what the course contains, as well as the process the college went through to get this approved, and how it involved the college. If SACS finds the college was not involved and the systems office did it, then we go into an investigation because they'd be out of compliance with standards. Nonetheless, this resulted to being an elective only. They started from the top and skipped faculty and their input on this class. So what exactly is Education 1300? There's another class called the same thing, but it was actually an education class for teacher majors and was offered here at St. Philip's. This course supposedly is a class that deals with introduction to psychological theories of learning, cognition, and motivation, as is sold as a way to promote student success and principle-centered leadership, as I mentioned earlier. This course was pretty much developed because of high demands from businesses and employers that will allow more students to be employed, said Reinfuss. He went on saying that the colleges seem to be under a lot of pressure to produce well-qualified students and get better rate success. How can they come up with this prediction if they didn't even follow the procedures to start this class? This class is going to be a waste of the students' time and may or may not be transferable depending on what institute the students decides to transfer. Not only were students going to have to take this class, but they were also going to still have to take the SDEV class as well. Now that it is an elective, thanks to SACS, the student will not waste time on this class. Their humanities class are needed and are transferable. Education 1300 was a class that was developed poorly. A solution might be to honestly get the faculty involved and actually let them be part of the decision making of creating this class. The chancellor is not supposed to be in charge of the curriculum and what needs to be in there. This class was proposed by the community college district's administration, and they pushed it without adequately including faculty and college administrators. This should be decided by faculty, not forced on them. According to the San Antonio Express News, some instructors say that this controversy is second of two recent dust-ups over what they see, and it's chipping away by central authority and their ability to make decisions in the best interest of their students. One instructor mentioned he had to make a decision in the best interest of the students. Furthermore, this was created by the wrong people and it would be a waste of the students' time.